Happy New Year, and we're very excited today to share with you great news, but also to tell you our why about Beyond the Mirror project. First of all, the great news is that Beyond the Mirror project, podcast, initiative, movement has been nominated as one of the best initiative in aesthetic industry for the most prestigious aesthetic awards. We have been shortlisted as a finalist and it feels absolutely unreal. Most definitely I couldn't done it without my team and a very special lady, Jean, who's our practice manager. So Jean, do you remember how it started?
It seems like 2 minutes ago since it started, and things have just grown from there. So from an article in a local magazine to us thinking, well, we should write a book, and thinking that was funny, that it wasn't something that we could do, to deciding we would do it. And look where we are now. We're in the aesthetic magazine. Every practitioner will be able to see that, and it's something different. I don't think it's been done before or since.
I think our why we decided that, first of all, we always believe that personal experience recommendation are always the best.
Definitely.
And we encourage to our patient to share their stories as well as we share our stories.
Yeah.
And by hearing so many stories from our patient, by receiving a feedback from people who reading our articles in magazine, I was driving to work one day and thought, what we do, we need to share it with much wider audience. And I remember I called you and I said we should write a book.
Yeah.
What did you thought at that moment?
I thought at that moment, where is the time to write a book? And when you've got a few minutes, will you write 4,000 words? So it started as just a thought and talking about it, but then listening to people gave us the why we should do it. Because even if you think it's not something that you're interested in, then it still becomes a talking point if you can get people to talk about the health and the beauty and the background. And that really gave us the why to share.
Well, you're so right, because I think Beyond the Mirror, it's not just for people who are interested in the aesthetic. I think Beyond the Mirror, it's a whole box of positive triggers, what encourages us to feel better about ourselves. And whichever trigger is for you, I think sometimes it just takes time to find and explore. For some people, it's going to a gym and exercise and eating healthy. For others, is improving their skincare routine. And sometimes this treatment in clinic can be this trigger to be the first step on the road of better version of yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely.
I think it's so many connections to that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that anything like that has been done before with so many different principalities. Like we have a book, we have event where people can come together and hear opinions of other people, speak to the expert, connect between themselves and hear how other people feel about themselves, about journey of cosmetic surgery or cosmetic treatments, and just have a good time together.
Yeah.
As well as we now have a podcast where we invite different professionals, people who are successful in their field, people who have done things and achieved some incredible results, people who have expertise, as well as patients themselves. I think it's not just one professional advice from the doctor that I think many podcasts pursue to give.
Yeah.
I think we bringing together the whole community.
Yeah.
because I think patient opinion and their experience as valid as the doctors, and sometimes as a doctor we learn from our patients.
Yeah, definitely. And the feedback we've had from our clients in clinic about the podcast and what they've learned from it, and what they've taken from it, how they were thinking probably that it was only plastic surgery that was going to work for them to make them feel better. But just walking through the door, reading the book, talking to other people, just can send them down a completely different path. And it gives different people different options and just opens the door for conversation.
And sometimes it also can help to set up the right expectation, because that is a big part of the whole journey, to have the right expectation and not to be disappointed at the end.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the idea for this coming event that we're going to do in 2025, to get more of our clients involved in sharing their stories, is just a great way to set it off. It is going to be just the best event that we do, I think, this year. We've learned from the ones that we've done, we've taken feedback, and this one, I think, will really be the one and the way that we'll go forward.
Oh, absolutely. And I think each year becoming better and better,
definitely.
isn't it? So if you are a practitioner who work in wellness industry, in the aesthetic industry, if you have a great story and expertise that you would like to share, we really would like to hear from you, and would love to have you as our guest on Beyond the Mirror podcast. So please feel free to reach out. And if you're a patient and if you have any suggestions, if you want to hear more about specific topic, please feel free to comment, and we will find the expert in that field to bring to our podcast to answer your questions.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we will be super grateful for your votes, because being a finalist is a great achievement. To win aesthetic awards, I think it would be unreal,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it will be absolutely dream come true.
It will be Beyond the Mirror.
It will be Beyond the Mirror.